My dear sister and brothers of the United States of America, good morning. My innocent mind wants to ask which issue is more critical to you, the government shutdown or the Republican Democrat negotiations. I respectfully inform you that I have never traveled to the United States. I have never seen your actual political situation, but I know that it is one of the countries in the world where issues like racial discrimination have been addressed smoothly and effectively. I also know that your country has a well established political system that has endured for over 200 years. Dear beloved sisters and brothers, anyway, I am Sujan, a learner from Bangladesh. I am sharing with you my personal analytical views, which I called officially, just like I quote, the path to recovery ultimately requires on or both parties to decide that the cost of continuing the shutdown is greater than the cost of compromises, but not strategic and or global geopolitical views along with your country's political and or governmental internal structures. I just view my personal geopolitical views. The ongoing US government shutdown is a complex political situation based on current analysis. I'm here explanation of the crisis and the strategic option available, which I know and learn from several web pages, media, to Democrats to help resolve it. Understanding the current shutdown. The US government has been shut down since October 1st, 2025 because Congress failed to pass a budget or a temporary funding bill known as the Continuing Resolution CR. This is not a full stoppage, but it has suspended many non-essential services and furloughed hundreds of thousands of federal workers who are not receiving pay. The core of the political deadlock is a conflict over healthcare policy. The Republican controlled House passed a clean CR to fund the government at existing levels without policy changes. They argue that healthcare issues should be negotiated separately after the government is reopened. The Democrat position, Senate Democrats have used their leverage as Republicans need some Democratic votes to pass funding in the Senate to demand that the funding bill include an extension for expiring Affordable Care Act, ACA, Affordable Care Act, health insurance subsidies and a reversal of Medicaid cuts. They argue that preventing a healthcare crisis for millions of Americans is a paramount issue. The strategic dilemma for Democrats. Some analysts suggest Democrats are in a difficult position, having set a political snare for President Mr. Donald J. Trump that they may now be walking into themselves. Here is a breakdown of their strategic calculations. A fight on popular ground. Democrats believe they are fighting for a popular issues, affordable health care, against a party that controls both Congress and the White House. Some Democratic senates report their constituents are pressuring them not to back down. The challenge of unconventional politics. However, this strategy relies on conventional political pressure, which may not work. The Trump administration has shown a high tolerance for the shutdown's disruption, has moved to fire federal workers permanently, and has used emergency funds to mitigate the most immediate public impacts, like paying troops and delaying some food aid expirations, thereby diffusing the pressure to make a deal. The question of an off-ramp. The question of an off-ramp. The longer the shutdown continues, the more Democrats must weather the tangible harms, such as federal workers facing financial ruin and millions losing food assistance, are worth a political victory that seems increasingly difficult to achieve. Finding a face-saving compromise without appearing to surrender is a significant challenge. Analytical views on a path to recovery. Based on the available information, here are the primary paths being discussed to end the shutdown along with their associated challenges. Path to recovery, key mechanism, major challenge. Number 1, bipartisan negotiation, direct talks to fork a compromise. Likely pairing government funding with a solution on health subsidies. Current stalemate. Republicans insist on a clean funding bill first. Republicans insist on a clean funding bill first. Democrats demand simultaneous healthcare deal. Trust is low. Number 2, piecemeal funding pass individual bills to fund popular critical agencies and programs. Example, SNAP, federal worker pay. Political resistance. Key Republicans reject this as a wrong way to govern, preferring a single solution. Number 3, Senate nuclear option. Eliminate the legislative filibuster, allowing funding to pass with a simple majority, 51 votes, instead of 60. A lack of support. President Trump supports this, but Senate Republican leaders strongly oppose it, fearing future consequences. I hope this my personal analytical overview provides all of you with a clear picture of this complexity and complex political situation. The path to recovery ultimately requires one or both parties to decide that the cost of continuing the shutdown is greater than the cost of compromise. Dear sisters and brothers of the United States of America, the 47th President, Mr. Donald President, declared that make America great again. After then, America First policy. After then, affordable America. I learned the dream of an affordable Bangladesh from the America First policy. It should be noted that I am completely clueless about what the difference is between the United States of America and Bangladesh. Anyway, I take pride in the America First policy because it is actually for every country in the world as presented in the United Nations General Assembly by the Honorable Mr. President Donald Trump. That she exactly said American First policy is like each country's first policy. For this reason, every moment of the shutdown resonates within me because I love it. And through this policy, I also have the chance to understand, share, and implement some policies according to my perspective. Finally, wishing everyone good health and a beautiful life. Susan.